This is just a proof of concept video and a quick video about how we might use Mathematica to communicate mathematics with students that are also using Mathematica, I'm sorry. So you'll notice here that I've opened up a Mathematica window. It comes up as a blank white piece of paper, and there's these little square brackets on the right. These are called your cells. And cells can be changed to their type of format. We can see here that there are title cells. This one default comes up to be input, and there are also text cells. So if you switch a cell to text, and perhaps you've taken a screenshot here, you can drag a screenshot into this cell, so maybe a student can take a picture of something they've written and then upload it, just drag and drop it right into the Mathematica document. And what I've chosen to screen capture here is that the download website for the students at App State to download Mathematica to their personal machine. So let's go ahead and get a little started on how, let me see, I've got another cell here. I will convert it, format, style. It's a text cell again. So in a text cell, you can type in text cells. Of course, so maybe a student has a question they want to ask you, and maybe it's like, cosine of x is equal to 0 for what values of x? That might be a question they have or something. So they could type it, and they don't have to worry about any sort of typesetting issues. They just type the mathematics. Okay. Let's say the problem is a little bit more complicated, and perhaps if you hit enter to go to another line, you're staying in the text cell. There's a nice palette that would be really helpful to communicate with students and students to write with us. So you open up the palette writing assistant, you will get something that appears like this. You can scroll through the different palettes, and one of them I like to have up is the all special symbols, and we can change the size to be something accessible and go to the symbols, and here we can see symbols like like infinity and things like the enter and shift symbol. And let's see, where are the mathematical symbols? Okay, let's go to writing and formatting. Let's go to typesetting. Here we are under the exponent symbol. So we have a couple different options for symbols. And we can also see here that we've got some math integral symbols. So for example, if the student has a question about what is the integral of, for example, the definite integral from like 0 to 1, and then let's say tangent of 2x dx or whatever, and you can go through and talk to them about what that integral is equal to. Okay, and then they can go out and say, I don't know how to do this. That could be their question, but at least they can typeset it for you so that you can see. Right? There's other symbols they can use. Maybe they don't know how to take a certain derivative, and tab will get you through the boxes that are blank. So if they want to do the derivative with respect to x of perhaps like cosine of sine of x, maybe they've forgotten how to do the chain rule, right? And then you could, but at least they can type their question. Okay, so that's one thing. And then there's, of course, symbols to insert a certain matrix that they're looking at, or maybe even filling in the blanks for a definite integral of, sine of 3x dx. Oops, sorry, dx. Okay, so that's how they can type using the palette, the writing assistant, and they can do this typing with the palettes in a text cell. Okay, one of the nice things about Mathematica is that the same palettes that work for typesetting also work for the computing of mathematics. So, for example, looking at this cell that I'm in here, I did enter to get to a new cell. Right? You can delete cells if you want, but the default format for a cell is to be an an input cell. And an input cell is where you type mathematics. This is a comment block. Input cells are for math. Right? So the same, and enter goes to a new line. So if they want to know the definite integral from 0 to 1 of tangent of 2x, tab dx, you can see a mismatch in the type here. It has to turn black. That tells you got your proper syntax. So Mathematica has a little bit of syntax, and you could hit Shift Enter and see and this tells you that you can't do that integral. Okay. You could also, for students that are learning the syntax, you can do Control. If you hit Control and then the equal sign, okay, Control equals is a Wolfram Alpha window. Okay, so if you hit Control equals, it'll bring up and you can say what is the integral of cosine of x. And you hit Enter, and this will give you the correct Mathematica syntax for the integral of the cosine of x. So Control equals brings up Wolfram Alpha, and students can learn to do mathematics and learn the syntax for the mathematics. So students can communicate with type. They can drag and drop in screenshots into a Mathematica window, and they can actually do mathematics. So if we switch this to sine of 2x, there's the answer to that integral. So this is kind of one possibility for students to maybe communicate with us when it comes to the typing or the writing of mathematics. If they just have Mathematica. So students can download Mathematica from this website to their personal machines, and Mathematica has a lot of options, and these are just but a few of them.